What were maybe some of those things you wanted to work on from last year to this year, those mistakes you said?
Just communication, checks and adjustments and things like that, and some of the zone drops and things like that, and just being able to see, what Coach GA been telling us, and seeing it work with some of the drops and things like that, and just being able to be under certain routes and being close to the ball essentially, to be able to make those plays.
Yeah, and in this last one too, I mean, you had a couple pass deflection or pass breakups. When that happens for you, does that just give you an extra juice and extra confidence? Like, okay, I can be here, I can play this game.
Yeah, for sure. And sometimes like I go back and look at old videos and stuff like that, and especially like if I'm feeling away or anything like that, I'm like you did this stuff last year and years before that, so just always keeping that confidence high and making those plays and being able to celebrate with my teammates.
A lot of veterans too in this DB room now. Just how have they kind of been leaders for you guys and maybe helped you grow throughout this camp and preseason?
Just asking those guys questions. Obviously they've been playing for a long time, and it's probably stuff that they see that you don't see, and things like that. Like I ask, because for me, like get my eyes right in man coverage and things like that. So I like to talk to Slay and Five about, where do y'all have your eyes? What do y'all see? Like, what do y'all study when y'all, going against certain receivers down the field, running routes and things like that. So, you can kind of get a break on when they get in and out of their breaks to be able to make more plays.
And they've been willing to, like, help you, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Advice.
Obviously, both of those guys won Super Bowls and made a lot of money, making a lot of money. So, yeah, they don't really I'm not really a big threat to those guys.
Beanie, you had to battle to make the roster last year. How is this battle different for you for this preseason compared to last?
It's different. Obviously I'm going in knowing more than I knew last year. I kind of have the trust of the coaches as far as knowing the plays, being in the right position and things like that. It's still a battle, every year to compete until I get to that second contract and start making the big money. But yeah, it's still one of those things. Obviously, come in, work every day, and still prove myself. Because obviously you got to earn the right to to be on the team.
You pleased with what you've shown?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously I got to be a little bit more aggressive in the screen game and things like that. But getting guys down on the ground is something that I'm good at.
Beanie, is it tough at all to kind of keep that hunger after all the production that you had last year as a rookie?
Nah, I can't. I can never be satisfied. I always remember that I wasn't drafted. So it's just one of those things. I was always overlooked, so I never forget that.
What do you guys do in this last preseason game that just to cement your spot here?
Just do what I've been doing. Obviously correcting mistakes, going out there making plays and playing fast.
I think just living up to our culture. That's kind of what we want to do here. Coach T says it pretty much every team meeting. Nobody should run the ball on us, especially with our D-line, our linebacking group. In the NFL, the ball gets out on the corners a lot, and we have corners that are willing to come up and make plays. So if everybody's gap sound, assignment sound, then no one in the NFL should be able to run the ball on us.
How have you seen Cole progress now that you've had 2 games with him and him coming back from that injury?
Yeah, he does amazing. Super smart player. Helps me to this day, obviously. He's quite a bit older than I am, more experience and stuff, but he's doing really well. Just to see him come back from that injury, it's been awesome to see him fight and continue to go out there and each every day.
Payton, you've talked about your confidence level. TA talked about it today as well. Just he encourages that. Where does that come from for you as far as building on not a ton of experience and then continuing through the off season?
I think it's just reps. Every single rep that you get. Obviously, last year got plenty of reps, so just building off of that going into the end of the season last year, I feel like I was really confident. And then, coming into OTAs and camp, just the role that they placed on me, I really enjoyed that, and I was super confident in that. It kind of just helps you go from being the young guy that doesn't want to make a mistake to the guy that's out there trying to make the big play.
Have you always been that type of person as far as, in your college career, high school career, that confidence level, or is that something that takes time to get up to now?
I think any level that you're at, if you're in middle school going to high school as a 9th grader, it takes a little bit of time to build it. When you're a senior in high school going to freshman in college, it takes a little bit of time, and same with college and NFL. But I think once you have it, it doesn't really leave. Just understanding that you're able to play at a high level, be one of the best to do it up here, it just helps, and you're able to play a little more freely.
Payton, what do you hope to see out of this defense in this final preseason game?
Now that, I'm not sure who's playing and who's not, but, now that we're going into the third and final preseason game, it's almost like a test run for week 1. Communication has to be great. Everybody has to know their assignments, and coming out of this game, everybody wants to have a good confidence that we're in the right place. And obviously, each week you have stuff to work on, but just heading in the right direction, and when we get to week 18, that we're still continuing to build and that we're not going to fall off.
Through these first 2 preseason games, just how do you think the rookies have adapted? You mentioned that learning curve from college to NFL. How do you think they've adapted to this play style and how quick it is?
Great. I mean, we have some really talented rookies, especially on the defensive side. Obviously, that's all I'm on. Jack, Derek. I mean, they do an amazing job. Obviously, there's certain things that up here you can't do that you can do in college. There's certain things up here that you can do that you can't do in college, and just continuing to instill our ball search culture and stuff into Jack and those guys like that, and just like I said, just continuing to help them build their confidence, because we have some really talented rookies that can help us a lot this year.
Out there a whole lot, but what have you seen from this group, and what excites you about this offense?
Everything. I think just the guys playing together and building all of camp, and just the connection, obviously, with Aaron and all his receivers, even just him spinning the ball to the backfield guys. I think it boosts our offense, seeing our O-line play together, and really just the whole unit, even our defense, seeing everybody play as a unit and play Steelers football.
It seems like recently, too, I mean, it's just the preseason, so who knows, but it seems like you guys have been airing it out a little bit more, not prioritizing the pass game more, but it's a lot more options out there. How exciting is that for you specifically?
Yeah, I would say, just coming into it, just knowing we have Aaron, I figured we would pass the ball a lot more than before, and just seeing all the other quarterbacks be able to do so, too, and in preseason games and at practice. I think we know we have a great running back, great ground game, great quarterback, great receivers. Just got to put it together on the field, and really I think just spread the ball all around. Got a lot of weapons, tight ends, receivers, running backs. Could do it on the ground, could do it in the air. Have a vet, experienced quarterback. I feel like just spread the ball all around.
Yeah, do you see a lot of opportunity here because of that?
Yeah, I would say for sure. I mean, you have Aaron Rodgers who spreads the ball around, quarterback who can make every single throw on the field, and then you have all the weapons on the outside, inside. It's really just making the defense cover every blade of grass, and that creates space. And I think with my talents, be able to find soft zones, beat man coverage. I think with the quarterback, we have a lot of space to run.
All right, Connor, just one more preseason game before it starts to count. How are you feeling after these first 2, and what are you hoping to see out of yourself in this last one?
For myself, just go out there, play hard, and then for the team, make sure we're all on the same page and we're just growing as an offense. But looking forward to, finishing strong, honestly.
Aaron Rodgers kind of shouted you out, like, I think it was a week ago, saying that your football IQ is really high and that it's just exciting to see you out there. What does that do for your confidence, hearing a guy like that say such positive things about you?
Yeah, anytime the quarterback speaks about myself or anybody, it means a lot. And, also coming from him, it means, even much more. But I just got to, keep my head down and keep working. And, that's everybody's mentality on the offense side of the ball.
Obviously, you're real. Oh,
I was going to say, a couple of years ago, you were like on the bubble, making the team. Now, do you have any advice to guys that might be saying, I need something in this game to be able to push myself over the edge? What would you say to those guys?
Yeah, obviously, it's how you practice, which leads to the game. So ultimately, I would just say attack practice, and then that will carry over to the game. And, not think too much about that because, that can alter your play. So just go out there, stay focused, and, keep the main thing because, if you're worried about that, then you can't go out there and execute and make the plays that you need to.
This tight end room is pretty interesting, too. I mean, you, Pat, Darnell, and Jonnu, you guys each seem like you bring something different to the table. How do you see yourself fitting in this room?
However the coaches want me to. Obviously special teams, but whenever I'm in there on offense, got to make the most of my opportunities so that there are, future opportunities. So just being on the same page with the quarterback, the O-line, run game, pass game, and, just always looking for room to get better.
June, you said took down weight because you gained it back during the camp. Did you gain it back during camp, or are you?
I gained a few pounds back, not too much. I ain't went too crazy, but we're trending on the upper side. So.
Arthur Smith was speaking today about your guys' run game and how, those first 2 drives on Saturday stalled out a bit, and then you were able to piece it together in that third one. What did you see from those first 2 drives, and what do you think finally ended up working?
It was just a sluggish start for all of us. we got to keep the QB clean. The QB can't throw interceptions. So that's on all of us at the end of the day. And that can't happen second play of the game, even if it's a preseason game. You know, we got to uphold the standard, you know, for our offense and what we visualize. So, you know, it's always something you can continue to work on, but we can't start a game like that.
So I'm turning the page onto Thursday. Are you hoping, obviously, you guys come out a lot stronger than that? And what are you hoping to see out of the starting offense?
Of course. The intentions are always the same coming into the game. You just got to continue to execute. So.
It's been like working with Aaron and his relationship. I mean, you guys are all, except for Isaac, all so much younger than you. What's that dynamic like?
It's a love-hate relationship at the same time, because sometimes he's playing, but everybody's not on the same page. But it's also good to have that bond within, to have the understanding of, like, okay, he's a vet, like, I know everything, you know, let me make sure everybody else is good, and then we can carry on with whatever was going on, whatever the situation was, you know, just things like that. But I feel like he has a good sense of, you know, like who he is and who we're trying to be and getting us to where we're trying to go.
Got one more here, guys.
You get like an extra sense that, like, you know, guys, you know, including yourself, feel like they don't want to let him down because of, you know, who he is and his career. And
of course. Of course. Yeah, you got Aaron Rodgers behind you, and of course you got a little bit of fire up under you. And you know, you just gotta do what you can to make everything work. That's how I feel. That's how I take it. So.
We need a new locker room, the new paint,
I like the new paint job, man. We got a new paint job going on. I think I'm gonna go black around the house. So we'll see.
Kelvin, I saw you out there today in a helmet working out on the side. What made you want to go out there today and do that? I saw you working out on the side before, but today it looked a little.
It was the plan with the medical staff. You know, it was just a timeline.
And how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Yep.
Do you feel like today was a big step, medium step? I mean, where do you feel like you are in your progress back?
Like I'm right on point, right on the correct timeline, and so, yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily like a big. I guess it is, but I feel like I'm right on the correct timeline of things.
How frustrating has it been to not be able to get out there and participate?
Oh, very frustrating. Just because, I mean, practice and, you know, new team, new year, just not being out there is just never fun. So, you know, just trying to just stay engaged and locked in.
Is that timeline you have set you up for week 1?
Whatever the medical staff and Coach T say, I'm going to follow that.
In your time out, Roman Wilson's made some plays in the preseason, seen him growing chemistry with the guys. What have you seen from him? And I know you guys have worked closely together.
Exactly what I kind of expected from him, even from going back from last year. You know, he's just doing what, you know, he's just showing now the national eyes what he can do. But, yeah, he's doing exactly what I knew he could do.
On his deep ball to Jamel Dean looked like they had a 10-yard cushion on him. He still got past him. So I say about his speed versus your speed as far as two smaller guys that can get loose on defense.
Oh yeah, Ron can run. So yeah, he's definitely got that speed, acceleration, and so it was good to see him put it out there for everyone to see.